Let's go to our final game of the Big Three. We've got number 20, Colorado at Texas Tech, 3 p.m. on Fox. Deion Sanders figured out what Red Raider fans throw onto the field after kickoffs. I wasn't sure if they were tacos or fajitas. Asked about the legality of the tortillas raining onto the field. I think Colorado is in for an interesting environment. It's going to be a hostile environment this Saturday afternoon when they play the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Colorado is suddenly tied for second in the Big 12, Trey, after the chaos around them has gone on. Iowa State losing, Utah, Kansas State, Oklahoma State's never even been competitive. Arizona's sunk like a stone, and Arizona State lost their quarterback and now is suddenly not as immortal as maybe they were looking like they were in the first half of the season. The Buffs, meanwhile, have kind of quietly gone about their business. And Trey, that's what we were asking them to do, was just focus on the football. They had talented guys on the roster. Now it seems like Coach Prime finally has the guys playing as a cohesive unit. The offense is explosive. The defense has actually made some nice stops on the field. We've seen some improvement in the run defense. The pass defense has taken step forwards as well. On the other side, Texas Tech, they're suddenly back into contention in the Big 12 with a win here. They beat Iowa State in a big-time win on the road last week in Ames. They don't control their destiny with 2 losses in conference right now, but the path certainly gets a little bit more friendly with the home win. Colorado is 3.5-point favorites on the road. Which side are you taking?
I'm going to take Colorado. I would love for Texas Tech to keep their Big 12 title hopes alive. I really would love to see some chaos in the Big 12 with a bunch of 2-loss teams fighting for a spot in Arlington to get a win and go to the college football playoff. But this game really does feel sometimes it's simple, right? Sometimes there's an obvious matchup that you feel like as long as the team that's in advantage in that matchup can exploit that matchup, that they should win this one rather comfortably. And that's the Colorado pass offense versus the Texas Tech pass defense for me. Sometimes it's just that simple. Last time we saw that there was a big disparity like this, I'll point you back to the UCF game for Colorado, where I think the Buffs were like 14-point dogs in that game or something ridiculous like that. And they walk out with a massive resounding victory because they were able to exploit those matchups. They won the game 48-21 as multiple touchdown underdogs because they're able to exploit a bad matchup on defense. You mentioned that the Buffs have also quietly improved their defense as well, so that's going to tip in their favor, I think, too. But the biggest thing is they just look different. You said it. They're quietly going about their business. They seem more focused and locked in, less about the flash and more about the substance at this point in the year. And I think that's doing them a lot of favors in these games. It's going to do them a lot of favors down the stretch. If they can get past this one in Lubbock, the path to Arlington is wide open for them to get into a game where they can play and try to win their way into the playoff.
It certainly looks good for Colorado if they can survive this. Texas Tech has the 133rd, it's the second worst pass defense in the country. They're one of only 2 teams giving up over 300 yards through the air on average. It's them at 307, and then Tulsa is dead last at 308. I think this is also a keep it simple, stupid special. I will certainly root for Texas Tech. I think Joey McGuire is really good in the month of November. There's no doubt about it. And he's really good at home in the month of November as well. But I think this is a classic letdown spot for Texas Tech. You're coming off the high of an improbable upset last week in Ames in the rain. You knock off an undefeated team. Now you come back home. How can the Red Raiders handle that success? I want to say that McGuire could have his guys ready to do that emotionally, but on the field, that talent disparity as far as Colorado quarterback and wide receivers versus the defensive backs room that, hasn't been able to stop the JV squad this season. So I'm going to take Colorado minus the points as well. I think you would actually put in the run sheet Joey McGuire's stats in November.
Yeah, Joey Mack is 4-0 at home in November. He's 14-4 overall in Lubbock. So if you're looking for something to be confident in, if you're a Texas Tech fan, he is really good at home, and he's really good at getting his guys up for a big game. Will he be good at getting them up back-to-back weeks? Because he got them up last week in Ames. It is a kind of a letdown spot for them, but He's really good at getting his guys ready to go for these bigger games, especially at home.
They do seem to play up and down to their competition, which is certainly something he's got to iron out right on the backside of it. That loss to Baylor, that one got away from them early, and that was really before it felt like Baylor had figured out a couple of things. That felt like it came out of nowhere.
That was Sawyer Robinson's coming out party against this pass defense.
Yeah, home revenge game. That was a homecoming game for Robertson, a Lubbock kid. So anyway,
gracious, how about